Welcome back to Berry Life. On today's episode, we're making a fluffy and delicious lemon dill rice. The method we're going to use goes back centuries, and it results in perfectly cooked rice every time. We'll start with preheating the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 200 degrees Celsius. Then we'll take 2 cups of long grain rice. Today we're using an extra long grain basmati. To it we'll add enough water to cover the rice, and gently stir to remove the excess starch. If you like this recipe, remember to click the like button and let us know in the comments below. Also, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future uploads. Then we'll drain the water. We'll repeat this process until the water is clear. Then we'll add water and let the rice soak for about 20 to 30 minutes. This step helps to create fluffy rice. Setting the rice aside, we'll prep the veggies, starting with chopping some long green chilies. We get these at the Indian store, but you can also use jalapeno or serrano, or a milder bell pepper. Next we'll dice the onions. We're using a red onion because of the color, but feel free to use your favorite variety. We've even tried green onions or scallions to this. It's great. To us, cooking is about learning and having fun in the kitchen. Cooking is also an art, so it's meant to be an expression of yourself. Today's recipe came to us from our cousin, and we're pleased to be able to share it with you. Next, we'll prepare the dill. This fresh dill comes in a bunch, and we really just want the tender leafy part, so we'll cut it near the top and discard the stem. Now that we have a handful, we'll bunch it up like this and give it a rough chop. The name dill comes from the Norse word dilla, meaning to lull or soothe. It's been used since ancient times. The Greeks and the Romans considered it a sign of wealth. It has a unique and refreshing taste, a combination of fennel, celery, and parsley all packed into one tiny herb. With our preparation work finished, we'll assemble everything together. Starting with a 9x13 baking dish, to it we'll add 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil. We're using extra virgin olive oil. You can use any other oil you'd like. Next we'll drain the water that the rice had been soaking in and add the rice to the dish. Soaking results in a more even and tender texture in the cooked rice. The grains are less likely to break and clump together. Using a spoon or a fork, we'll gently stir the rice so most of the rice is coated with the oil. This helps to keep the rice grains separate and prevents clumping. Then we'll add all other ingredients, starting with cumin. Then turmeric powder. This gives the rice that beautiful yellow color. Next, some salt. We're using 1 teaspoon of salt for 2 cups of rice. That's half a teaspoon to 1 cup of rice ratio. Then the veggies, chopped green chilies, the diced onions, and lastly, frozen lima beans as a surprise protein booster. We love its chewy bite. As for the dill, we'll only add half of it now and save the rest for later. Next we'll add the zest of a whole lemon. The lemony oils from the zest will permeate the dish. We'll hold off on adding the juice until later for extra bursts of freshness. And lastly we'll add 3 cups of water. So the ratio is 1 cup of long grain rice to 1.5 cups of water. Now we'll stir all the ingredients together. We'll need to be gentle here, as the soaked rice is softer and more prone to breaking. Look at these amazing colors pop. It's like a sneak peek to the blockbuster of the season. Now we'll cover it tightly with the aluminum foil. Be careful moving this dish as there is liquid inside. Trust me, I speak from experience. Now we're off to the oven. With the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, we'll carefully place the dish in the oven and bake the rice for about 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, we'll remove the foil and bake for another 10 minutes. Be careful opening the oven door, there's a lot of steam coming out. After 10 minutes, the rice should be ready. Let's check. Wow, that's perfect. And it smells amazing. If you want the full recipe, check out the description below. With the rice out of the oven, now we'll add the remaining dill. The residual heat from the rice will wilt the fresh dill just slightly, cutting the edge on its pungency, but still making it beautifully fragrant. And now finally, we'll add the lemon juice as promised for that burst of brightness. This is one of the easiest recipes to make and incredibly versatile. You can add your favorite protein, veggies, or herbs and spices. Experiment and personalize it to make it your own. My wife gets infinite entertainment watching me obsess over cooking the rice perfectly. However, she never complains with the results. The key to this recipe is using oil to help the rice from clumping, the water to rice ratio for perfectly cooked rice, and the salt to rice ratio for seasoning without it being overly salty. Just check out how fluffy this rice is. What is your favorite rice recipe? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. We make this rice at least a few times a month because of how convenient it is. We enjoy this with a side of chana masala, or black-eyed peas, or a paneer curry. Happy cooking, and see you in the next episode of Berry Berry Life. Enjoy!